Hola friends, it's me Sofia, and today we're making tamales, pork tamales, los originales con chile colorado. So we are going to start by making our filling for the tamales. Friends, we are going to start. The first thing I do is that I'm going to clean my hojas. My hojas are the corn husk. I'm using El Venado brand, okay? They look pretty good, as you can see. So you go through them and you get all that little hair that you find on them sometimes. So we're gonna go through them really quick and make sure if there's any. These are pretty clean. I'm very impressed. I don't believe I have used their brand before. And they're pretty good size, most of them, las hojas. So go through them, and if you see any hair, any little thing, take it out, okay? Before soaking them, we're gonna go through them. You need to soak your hojas, your corn husk. Overnight is better. Today, I'm only gonna do it for about 3 hours. Put something heavy on top and let it be. I have 7 pounds of paleta de puerco for tamales. I need to get my glasses on so I can show you that on these pieces of meat, I like to remove some of this fat. Not all of it, but just a little bit. I do it on a couple of pieces and then I leave it on the other ones. As you can see, this one comes with the bone. I will be leaving the bone on because that will give a lot of flavor to my meat. So like you can remove this if you would like or not. Like I said, I only do it on a couple of pieces. And it's not hard, friends, okay? You know, you get your knife and you start doing it really slowly. And just like that, it's out, okay? Y así queda. I'm also going to cut mine in smaller pieces, okay? In a big pot, make sure you have plenty of water, friends, because we are gonna need that broth. We're gonna add a big onion, a whole head of garlic, and we are going to add our meat, okay? Make sure you add the pieces with the bone because the bone is gonna give it a delicious flavor, okay? So, toda, and make sure your pot has enough water to cover your meat. We're gonna wait about 25 minutes, come back and check on it. After about 25 to 30 minutes, friends, from poner nuestra carne en la estufa, we are gonna come back and remove all this foam, all these impurities from the meat. We don't want any of that, okay? Now that we have removed that foam, we are going to add 6 bay leaves. And we're also going to add our salt. Y ya saben, friends, ya saben, cada quien. Cover it up, and we'll come back and check on it in 2 hours. Friends, for our chile colorado, we are going to need 12 chiles guajillos, the dry chile guajillo. We're also going to need 2 chiles anchos. They're also dry peppers, friends, okay? And since we like it spicy, we wanted to have a little spice to it. I'm gonna add about 6-7 chiles de árbol. If you don't like it spicy or you can't handle spicy, leave them out. Your tamales will still be delicious, okay? So we're gonna wash and dry these peppers. And after washing your peppers, friends, get you a paper towel, dry them off really well. And the reason why I like to do this step first, friends, I know a lot of people like to cut them off and get the seeds out first before washing them, is because you will get a lot more water inside of them, and they will be a lot harder to take out, to dry all that water off because they're going into some hot oil. So there will be a lot of popping. So I like to do this step first. It's really easy, friends. You get your pepper, you can pull the tail off. If not, it will break off, and I use the scissors. I like to use the scissors to open up my peppers all the way up so I can get the seeds out. And I give me a little napkin to take all the seeds out. Some people prefer to do this step of taking the seeds out before washing them. I don't, because since I'm gonna put them in oil, there's more water that I have to worry about inside the peppers. That means more drying to do, so I just prefer to do it this way. Also, friends, you're gonna need 2 tomatoes, and I'm using 6 small tomatillos. Make sure you peel the tomatillos off. All right, friends, we are gonna go ahead and get our tomatillos and our tomatoes. We're also gonna take some of this broth from our meat for our tomatillos and tomatoes. We're gonna cook our tomatillos and tomatoes for a few minutes. We're gonna get them out before the tomatillos bust. In a pan, put some pork fat. That's what I'm using. Estoy usando manteca de puerco. So we are gonna fry all our chiles. This step is not gonna take long, friends. Make sure they don't burn. When you see your peppers change colors like that, friends, they are ready. We are going to remove, and we are going to do the same with the rest of our peppers and also the ancho peppers, okay? So they also need to be fried. Our ancho chiles are also ready, and they're ready to go. After a couple of minutes, friends, we are gonna go ahead and get our tomatillos out. We wanna make sure that we get them out before the tomatillos actually bust, okay? And we're also gonna go ahead and get our tomatoes also. And in the same water, friends, the same water, we are going to use it to add our peppers. And we are going to allow these peppers to be in here, in this broth, for about 8 to 10 minutes the most, okay? After 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get my peppers out. Put them in the blender with everything else. After having our chile in the blender, friends, we're gonna add about 2 cups of that broth, okay? We're also going to add a teaspoon of whole cumin, okay? This is really strong, especially when you're using the whole cumin. We have a tablespoon, no, not a tablespoon. Let me correct myself, friends. It's a tablespoon and a half of Mexican oregano. I got it right now. And I have about 6 garlics, okay? I'm not gonna add any salt right now because my broth already has salt. So now we blend. All right, friends, now I'm tasting it. Okay, I'm gonna add some salt. Y ya saben, friends, cada quien. I'm also gonna go ahead and add the onion, friends, that I had in my meat. Not the outside layer, but all the inside. Okay, and yes, it is hot. So there we go. With my peppers, I like to give it at least 2 and sometimes even 3 rounds on the blender. And friends, this way I don't have to strain my sauce. Y si usted tiene una licuadora bien machine, more power to you. But on mine, that's pretty decent. But I do like to make it 2 or 3 rounds for this sauce. And friends, our meat is ready. Look how tender that is. It is falling off the bone. So we're gonna go ahead and remove. We are going to remove the bay leaves also. We are going to get our bones out. See that? Which is really easy, okay? Also, those pieces of meat with the extra fat. At this point, all you have to do is get your fingers and remove. That's it. Because I don't want this in my tamales. Okay, friends, get your 2 forks. And this is all it's gonna take for this meat to be shredded, okay? That easy, because the meat was falling off the bone, as you can see, okay? So this doesn't take long either. Y 1, 2, y 3, our pork is ready. And now we are going to strain our broth, friends, because this is what we're going to need for our masa pa tamales. In a pan, friends, I have added some pork lard. We're gonna allow it to get hot, and we are going to add our sauce, okay? Toda. All of it, okay? We're going to mix. And we're gonna allow this to simmer. Our sauce is simmering, and now we can add our pork, okay? So all you do is just add your pork, friends, and mix, mix, mix. Make sure all the meat is covered. Make sure it's not too dry, and make sure that it does not need any more liquid. If it does, you can just add more of the pork broth that we have, okay? So I'm gonna add mine in batches. And friends, I added all my pork, so I am gonna add about half of a cup of broth because I don't need mine to be too dry. I don't want it runny, but I don't want it dry. And just like that, friends, our filling for our tamales is ready. Nuestro chile colorado está listo y quedó delicioso. And friends, it's ready. It is ready. El chile colorado, it smells delicious, friends. Así es que, probadita, probadita. On point, quedó machine, friends. And friends, masa video will be next. And if you like anything about my video, give me a like, a share. I will appreciate it. I'm trying to get to the 250K but before the year is over.